Hey plant friends, welcome back to another video. This time I am drawing a Stromanthe Triostar. This is one of my favorite plants to draw because the coloring process is so satisfying. I love the color combination of this, and for this drawing specifically, I did pick a not very realistic color combination, but it is still green, pink, and light pink, purple-ish, the Stromanthe colors. So let's get into it. Just like my previous drawing of the Monstera, I always start with a loose sketch layer. In this layer, I am just planning out the overall shape of the entire plant. I draw a few leaves, and they're going in different directions. I don't really care which one goes in the front and back just yet, but when I am done and I'm happy with just how many leaves are filling out this painting, then I kind of erase some of the lines so that I have a clear view of which leaves are in the front and which one goes in the back. Once I'm happy with it, sometimes I do add a little face, but you don't have to. So after this is done, I will add a new layer, and this is the layer that we're going to draw our line art onto. So I am using exactly the same brush, the dry ink brush that comes with Procreate. So for this layer, I am using the brush at a higher thickness. So for this layer, I am going a little slower. I am more careful with how the lines are shaped and where they start and end, because this is really the final line layer for your painting. So if you're not happy about where the line is, or even the texture of the brush is just making something not looking good, you can just undo it and try again. And finally, when my line layer is done, it is the coloring. I absolutely love coloring in the Stromanthe. As you can see, I am starting with the light green color first, because if you start with a dark color and put light colors on top, this specific brush, because there are holes, between inside the brush, the dark colors would kind of show through and it'll look like something is wrong. So I always start with the lighter color so that I can overlay the dark colors on top. So for the first layer, I am filling in the entire shape of the plant, even though some of the light green color would be covered up by, the other colors. I do this because for all the other colors, I am gonna use Alpha Lock to make adding these other colors easier. You'll see. I guess while you watch me color in the Stromanthe, I can talk a little about how to care for this plant. So I actually got mine through a plant swap, and it was a baby. It was separated from the mother plant, so it only had 2 leaves. It was happy. It had a few roots, so I put it into a pot with regular potting soil, and I placed mine in front of the south window. I know other people say that Stromanthe are a little harder to take care of because they like humidity. I find that to be untrue. My house is always very dry, and right now it's not near any humidifiers, and on the contrast, it's actually kind of next to a vent. So it's quite dry where it is, and it's quite happy. I water it, I'd say, every week, but if it's in the winter, or if the week is mostly overcast, you don't want to water as much because it's not using up the water. Be careful not to let the soil dry out completely. So you can let the top of the soil dry out a little, but make sure the entire root ball is always going to be moist. And the easy thing about this plant is that when it needs water, it tells you. When it's thirsty, all the leaves will curl inward. It's gonna look really sad, so you know when to water it. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video as I am coloring it in. And let me know which plant you would like to see me draw for our next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like these plant drawing tutorials. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye!